He has a green light. I think that's the difference. He's more confident, more aggressive, more hungry to score than in the past. Kevin?
And they need him to be that way, D.A. Thank you. Especially after Tim Duncan and Manu and TP getting older. This is the wise team now, for sure. Well, Clark, tonight or rarely, both these teams love to run their offense through the block, through the big man. Why is that a dying trend in the NBA?
Well, I think the three-point shot has dictated that more teams are going to utilize that. Then analytics have come into play. The three-point shot is more valuable than the easy two in many cases. So teams are really tilting their offenses towards spacing
like a real game.
shooting the three-point shot,
Try to get car down.
pounding the ball inside.
You know, I think that break.
The game now lends itself to
then you got an H on Z1, man. Anybody else been watching earlier H on Z1? Man, that's pretty hard. Come on, Barker.
All fueled up and ready to go.
Alright, come on, Alex. Oh, good
So
shot.
for Brooklyn now, Russell and LeVert in the backcourt. Quincy AC out there with Hollis Jefferson. And it's Okafor in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now, here is Russell. After the miss from Pau Gasol. Okafor kicks to AC. 1 down, 2 points with his first shot this game.
Well, I tell you, when Okafor sees a wide-open teammate, he really sips the ball over to set him up for a clean look at the bucket.
Outside Leonard. Here's Aldridge. Pass to Gasol.
Ah, come on, Gasol.
Excellent D there from Okafor. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Here's Hollis Jefferson. And the rebound goes to Pau Gasol.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Here's Leonard. Again, the miss by the Spurs. On defense, the Spurs. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Just a terrific effort off the bench. Guys came in, they seemed fresh, and they all contributed.
Yeah, you need that juice, that gas coming off the pine. Always a luxury to have a deep bench. And when they can step in and play well, you're in good shape.
Now, here's Green. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Parker, right side. The shot, no good. The Nets have gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far.
Come on, Popovich, put me in the game.
The Brooklyn Nets last season had the worst record in the league, just 20 wins. And, having traded away their top draft picks from the last 2 drafts, there aren't any quick fixes on the horizon either.
Here's Leonard. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Pocket 6. Shot by Bruce. Another miss by Leonard.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Russell from long range drains the three-pointer. Russell's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Leonard on the wing. Back to Aldridge. Tries to snap the full streak, and he lays it up and in.
And just a nice combination of size and feel there. Terrific finish down low.
Russell kicks to AC. There's 1:54 left to play here in the first. Here's the screen. The pass to LeVert. From beyond the arc, and the Nets another 3.
And Karis LeVert is a very willing passer, somebody who's always looking to set up his teammates, actually focuses on doing that.
Spurs working the ball around now. Parker passes to Gasol. A floater. Rebounded by the Nets. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
They're the visiting team. It's a loud arena, very distracting at times, but simply no excuse for missing a ton of free throws.
And you know what, Greg? I agree with you wholeheartedly. This is the NBA, the best league in the world. You got to block things out and focus on the task at hand.
Here's Parker following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
And Parker is just so clever at finding ways to score off the drive as he demonstrates that.
Here's LeVert. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Spurs trail by 7. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Screen by Parker. Passes it to Green. And the 3 off target. Nets have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint. Exactly.
Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul.
Yeah, a little too physical on that play. Tries to climb over the top of him and gets whistled for it.
That was an elementary call for them to make there. I mean, once he knocked him off balance from behind, that was a no-brainer.
There's 14 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Dinwiddie kicks to Harris. Three-pointer. Good on the three-point shot.
I didn't know instant to attack.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they've come out strong. I mean, clearly, they've been the better team so far.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Nets lead by 10. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And the Gasol brothers, Pau, talked about the joy of sharing the NBA stage with his brother Mark.
It's like a dream come true. It's hard to really picture it. I'm just proud to be Mark's brother, and I'm proud of what he's become as a basketball player and as a man.
Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way 2 of them, sons of medical professionals in Spain, have become 2 of the best centers in the NBA of the city.
Especially when you remember what a raw talent and how big and bulky Marc Gasol was when he was drafted by the Lakers. I mean, they traded him to Memphis for his brother. And that does all seem like fiction, doesn't it?
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. Hey, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Brooklyn.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
Mills and Manu at the guards. Anderson is out there with Rudy Gay, and it's Hernandez in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, the Spurs great Popovich talked about developing players. He said, our method is usually tough love. I don't think coddling works, and beating them to death mentally doesn't work either. You give them a clear picture of what's demanded, show care, understand what makes them tick. If that doesn't get through, you get rid of them. Kevin?
And the military background of Popovich plays a part in this way of thinking, David. It's why the Spurs have been so successful for so many years. And the first one drops.
And the Spurs last season, how about setting the all-time record for consecutive winning seasons with 20? This is a group that's won 50 or more games in every one of those seasons, except the strike shortened one in '99.
And DJ, a fun guy to watch play, man. Fantastic at making quick decisions.
Grab in the corner. Nick by Okafor. Shot off the screen. Tries again. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
Boy, he's 6'11" and 275 pounds, so Okafor is really hard to keep off the glass on both ends. I think he does a nice job using his body and positioning himself for those extra shot opportunities.
And great for the Spurs. They're so competitive. It's inevitable. They just win year after year.
Yeah, but that big 3 of Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, the all-time winningest trio in the history of our league, had a lot to do with it. And as that era comes to an end, they're doing a terrific job of just picking up new star talent without skipping a beat.
I'll tell you what, coming straight to the NBA after just 1 year at Duke, Okafor making an immediate impact in the NBA.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. And Jahlil Okafor, the 3rd overall pick in 2015 out of Duke. He was in the conversation for top pick overall.
Yeah, he certainly was, and deservedly so. Now, his value has fallen off a bit since coming into the league, but with big guys, you've got to be patient. Don't discard him yet. He's a very polished scorer and a good finisher around the goal. He's got to improve some other areas, but this guy's going to be around for a long time.
With 3, Harris. A rebound by the Spurs. And this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
Yeah, an interconference matchup, and these are two teams at different ends of the spectrum as far as the talent is concerned.
Well, you know, they swept the season series a year ago. The expectation is they'll do the same thing again this time around.
Here's Dinwiddie. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. And it's going to be a 3-second call. And here at the midway point of the season, the perfect time to check out the rookie rankings. Who will be the NBA Rookie of the Year? Some great young players. You look at DJ, he's got a lot of work, and I mean a lot of work to do before he can start thinking about awards like this.
And as the Rookie of the Year race has taken shape here, these are the young players who are really standing out as the best of that freshman crop.
And you know what? The talent they have undeniable. And the more they've gotten used to the demands of life in the NBA, the better they've got.
Gay against Carroll. 6 to shoot. Here's Dinwiddie. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Spurs trail by 11. And Anderson kicks to Mills. He feeds it to Gay. Over Harris. Gay, that's good. Mark, when you look back at your terrific career, who is the one player that you consider your toughest opponent to go up against?
There were a couple of guys. Bernard King from the New York Knicks, because we saw them a handful of times a year, and he was just such a phenomenal scorer and a relentless worker offensively. He just never gave you a break. I didn't get to see the West Coast team but twice a year. The Denver Nuggets in the early 80s had Kiki Vandeweghe, Alex English, and Dan Issel. And between those 3 guys, they were averaging about 80, 81 points a game. And I usually dealt with English or Vandeweghe. And those were long nights because those guys moved the ball, shot it from everywhere, and were excellent offensive players.
The Spurs shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. He's off on the switch.
And over the course of the Nets franchise history, some interesting decisions. I mean, back in the 90s, they came very close to changing the team name to the Swamp Dragons. I'm just going to leave that one right there.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. LaMarcus Aldridge has checked in for Kyle Anderson. Davis Bertans comes in for Rudy Gay. Danny Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And Tony Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. Outside, Green. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. So, Green, how close were the Nets to being the Swamp Dragons anyway?
Well, it needed a unanimous vote of all the teams to change it, but there was one vote against it. The Nets themselves voted against the change, and they had 7 owners who rotated voting duties, and the one on deck got cold feet.
Spurs trail by 10.
If they play it right, we're talking a 2-for-1.
Well, you're maximizing your possessions. That's the critical thing here, and they've got to make sure the timing is right, though.
The Spurs have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
DJ. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
And working Kevin themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
And Brooklyn making a change here. LeVert's checked in.
And just a much better job of attacking and getting to the line here in the second quarter. Didn't have a single attempt in the first.
Carroll passes to LeVert. Outside, Russell. Pass to LeVert. with the fadeaway. And the Nets another three.
LeVert showing you can rise up from deep. A quality shooter when given room to fire.
Now here's DJ. Shoots it up. Here's Aldridge. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the main issue during the first half?
We did make shots.
Thank you for that insightful analysis, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. As we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but you know anything can happen. Brooklyn leading by 11. Checking out the group for Kenny Atkinson to start the second half. Russell and LeVert in the backcourt. Easy out there with Jahlil Okafor. And it's Hollis Jefferson hit the three spot. Here's Green. Drops in the breakaway lane. Green's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Spurs. Brooklyn's gotten 2/3 of their three-pointers to fall tonight. They're 6 of 9 overall. And Danny Green, undrafted out of North Carolina, he's been a linchpin of the Spurs' great defense over his career.
You know, 6'6" with that 6'10" wingspan. This is a guy that can block shots like a big man, guards three positions, and one of the guys that we call the prototype when you talk about that 3 and D wing play.
Russell, dishes to Okafor. Back to Russell. Expanding his range. Acey's shot is good. Acey's got 11.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Aldridge a screen. Back to Parker. Gasol wide open. He fires, and it's good in the assist by Parker.
And Gasol excels from that mid-range area. If you leave him open from there, you're going to pay the price.
Russell kicks to Okafor. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. They get fouled Gasol. And more than ever, we see great passers at the 4 and 5 positions in the NBA. Going with an almost entirely new group here. There's Innes. He's checked in for Gasol. Gay comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Hernandez checked in for Leonard. It's Anderson in for Danny Green. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, the Spurs have never been the flashy team in the NBA. Tony Parker said, beautiful basketball is playing the right way. Ball movement, pure, beautiful basketball is the way we played. You have all sorts of fans, and there should be something for everybody. Kevin, he told me a long time ago, if we were in New York, people would love us.
And during Popovich's time in San Antonio, the Spurs have always played together.
What's up?
Got to respect their team-first approach to the game.
And, you know, Kenny Atkinson is a basketball lifer, Kevin. Played professionally abroad, and after his playing career was over, he went right into coaching.
Anderson kicks to DJ. Nice ball movement by San Antonio.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Back to Parker. To the inside. Game. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 3 assists in the game. And Atkinson with a couple years as an assistant in Paris, 4 years in New York with the Knicks. Came from Atlanta where he was a big-time assistant and well thought of by fellow Hawk players.
Yeah, you know, and after a decade as an assistant, Kevin, he led the Dominican national team, so he's had a vast reservoir of experiences on the sidelines as a coach, and now he's, of course, leading the Brooklyn Nets, and had a chance to hear him at a conference last year, and this guy is really got a chance to be outstanding as a coach and leader.
Brooklyn leading by 16. Kraft kicks to Harris. Dinwiddie passes to Harris. And here is Okafor. He nails the buzzer beater.
Great awareness of the clock to end the quarter.
That's just really good clock management there. I mean, that's how you close a quarter.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. It's the Nets. They lead by 18. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the 4th quarter next. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
Nobody holds the ball, not even 1,001. You catch it, it's a shot, it's a drive or pass, whatever you got.
Specific instructions from Greg Popovich. If you don't have a clean look, you don't have an open lane, move the ball.
Yeah, and the key is fast decision making, and that takes great recognition from all 5 guys in terms of communication. That's really what we call chemistry.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the 4th quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. We've got Tony Parker, EJ out there with Rudy Gay, and there's Anderson, and it's Bertines in at the 2 guard. That's the San Antonio 5. Stolen by Gay. And now here comes Gay leading the break. He kicks it to Anderson. Pass to Bertans. Off target from 3-point range. Brooklyn leading by 15. Grab up top to the paint. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Green checked in for DJ. And a switch here for Brooklyn. LeVert's checked in. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness?
Well, it was my best game.
2K Sports pregame show.
Infinity.
Cookie.
And drink it, don't leave it there like that one.
Not.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Spurs in San Antonio. Checking out the Spurs, they've gone 4-1 over the last 5, playing pretty well, and they're looking to build on that tonight. Spurs head coach Greg Popovich, adding to his already lengthy resume, taking the helm of the U.S. men's basketball team. Do you like him as the pick? Kenny?
Well, without question, if you think about sports, he might not just be the most respected basketball coach. He might be the one most respected in sports in general. And, you know, he was assistant in the national team since 2002. He obviously knows the international game, and the players love him. And his style of play, everyone touches the ball, Shaq. Not one guy's just going to dominate.
And, you know, Pop is all about putting aside ego, working as a team. I think it's a perfect fit when you're bringing together that all-star talent. We all know what he can do with all-star talent.
And I don't think he's going to have to do any interviews during timeouts during the Olympics. That'll wrap it up as we take the courtside. Thanks for joining us.
Alright guys, I gotta redeem that, so we gotta get a W. I'm playing awesome today.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Try some different shoes.
It's home to the Alamo and the Spurs, San Antonio, Texas, as we bring you an interconference rivalry here at the AT&T Center. There's no better time of year than the holidays for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Brett Beard. On the sideline, we'll have David Aldridge. We'll hear from him in just a moment. We're taking a look at New York. This has been a tough stretch of games for them, fellas, losing their last 4.
Yeah, and Kevin, things are starting to get a little bit out of control for them. This losing streak is starting to become an embarrassment, and it's only going to get worse if things don't change.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. DA?
Well, guys, Kristaps Porzingis was taken with the 4th pick in 2015, and he was considered a project, but he's shown himself ready, and part of that has been his mentality. He said they thought I was afraid, but that's not who I am. I'll never back down from anybody. If I want to succeed, I can't be scared of anybody. I've got to be fearless out there on the court. Kevin?
Thanks, GA. And what's scary is Porzingis is only going to get better. That kind of fearlessness will help him in the long run. Now about halfway through the season, Brent, some teams looking great, but we still have a long way to go. We're talking about an 82-game schedule that is meant to put teams and players really to a full task.
Yeah, it's really something. I oftentimes find myself, Kevin, looking back after 14 years of playing at a team schedule for an upcoming season, and I scratch my head and I go, wow, I used to do that? I mean, that's not easy to do.
It's very difficult. I agree. And it's going to be San Antonio off the tip. So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Moutier out there with Baker. Then it's Williams. And there's Porzingis. And it's Cantor in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's Aldridge. Here's Green. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist.
Green shooting the ball has such a quick release. Just got to stay confident.
Moutier kicks to Williams. There's the screen. There's a screen by Cantor. Shot clock at 6. Cantor sets the pick for Moutier over Gasol. Moutier with the basket.
A really nice job on the footwork, working off of the screen, and like to see the confidence.
Parker dishes to Aldridge. Leonard kicks to Parker. Spurs passing it around. Aldridge, the pass to Parker. Over Moutier. Parker's shot is off.
And somehow, some way, he couldn't get that one to fall from in between. Got to take advantage of the weak defense when you can.
Cantor with a screen on Green. That's the 3 fly. Nice shot by Williams, no good.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Outside Leonard. Outside Gasol. Out to Parker. Outside Green. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Green. Leonard against Williams. And it's Leonard missing.
Not a lot of defense there. You can't afford to let guys shoot freely from the mid-range. You're not going to miss those all that often.
And watching Porzingis play, you forget how tall he really is in terms of how he moves. Not only how quick he is, but also that skill set. Incredible that a player his size won the skills competition in last year's All-Star festivities.
And the first one drops. And that is what fools a lot of NBA fans about Porzingis. Most of the highlights, Greg, you see are his blocks and putback dunks, but if you watch his game, you see that skill level.
It's rare to see a player who's the complete package like Porzingis. I mean, he's fluid. He's got the easy-looking shot. It almost looks like he's a guard shooting the basketball, comfortable creating for himself or playing off others.
Such a big bonus to have a big guy that can step up to the free throw line and knock down shots. So many guys struggle from that.
Green kicks to Aldridge. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Aldridge has got his first 2 points.
So difficult to defend Aldridge inside. He can go around you or shoot over you. Pretty much whatever he wants to do.
Cantor dishes to Moutier. Out to Porzingis. There's a screen by Cantor. 16 feet away. Second chance shot. Leonard with the steal. outside, Green. The solo screen. Off the pick. And that one's good. Green. Green's got his second basket.
Slick move from Green there, rubbing his man off the screen to get the clean look.
Moutier kicks to Porzingis. 1:53 left in the first quarter of the game. Back to Williams. Fires the three. It's rebounded by Aldridge.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Well, the Spurs system hasn't changed through the years, but certainly some things being more emphasized than others. You had the post attack, certainly with Tim Duncan and David Robinson, and then it shifted to the drive and kick style with Manu and Tony Parker. And now they're back to playing the mid-range game with Kawhi Leonard and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Now Porzingis. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. Outside, Green. Pass to Aldridge. Parker outside. Back to Aldridge. Shoots over Kinsey. And good. And it takes a nice box off the right iron and down.
Well, I feel like he can make that one blindfolded. Aldridge, as usual, cashing in from mid-range.
Moutier with the ball. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Chicago. Leonard against Williams. Right side Leonard. Over Williams, and it's San Antonio with another.
At a time when threes and dunks are the toast of the league, Leonard showing that strong mid-range game can be just as valuable.
2 seconds separate the shot clock and game. Now, Moutier, he's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Outside, Porzingis. Using his post moves to get the 2 points. Porzingis has got his first bucket of the night.
Porzingis playing with some heart now, never giving up or into the defense, muscling through that difficult shot.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. Spurs lead by 4. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And a chance to hear from Tony Parker, who said he lives for the challenge of continuing to improve.
I always try to improve and get better, and Pop always challenged me. He came to me and he said, you know, good players, they can have a great season, but great players, they have many great seasons. So he said, what you want to be?
And in Tony Parker's case, great is what he wanted to be and has been for a long time.
You know, that's great because that shows Pops and why he's one of the best in the game. You've got to be able to drive and motivate and also give the confidence. And that's what's happened with Tony Parker. Remember when he first came on the scene, it was not a cakewalk for him. He had his struggles, and now we're talking about a guy who's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here. What do you think they've been doing or not doing?
I mean, through that first quarter, to me, it's all about their deep.
There's a lot of ways to build a lead. This one's built on stops.
Mills and Manu at the guards. Anderson is out there with Rudy Gay. And it's Hernandez in at the 3. That's the San Antonio 5.
And it's always been talked about how the NBA is a brotherhood. DJ has fit right in to that aspect of the league. From what I hear, he's already becoming tight with the other stars around the league.
Hey, Brady, you and I were talking about the toughest players in the league just a minute ago. It's easy to go right to physical attributes, but let's shift it. And who are some of the toughest guys mentally in the game now?
Well, those guys who are thinking out there on the floor, not only about what they have to do, Kevin, but getting their guys lined up and into right spots. I think that Marc Gasol does an incredible job of that in Memphis, especially as the center, knowing all the coverages, backing up the line of defense on pick and rolls, rebounding, outletting, scoring. It's a lot of work for a big guy. And And the elite guys that we can talk about, Kev, Chris Paul and LeBron James. I mean, how good are those guys when it comes down to making sure that things are communicated between the coach and that all 5 guys know their responsibilities on the floor?
Yeah, but if it can come from the back end, like you said with Gasol, what about a guy like DeAndre Jordan, who I think is really tried to improve that part of his game?
I think there's a lot more appreciation for how much DeAndre Jordan does, especially the way that he contributed to the USA team.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Anderson gets the screen from Hernandez. Ginobili left side. That doesn't go either by Ginobili. Knicks trail by 5. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Outside Williams. Pass to LILLYANA. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. LILLYANA's got 5.
LILLYANA continues to impress from deep. And he's definitely showing he's comfortable shooting it from beyond.
Now here's Ginobili. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Fires from 14. Gay can't hit. The Knicks have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Eric got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, Kawhi Leonard has become a go-to scorer, but his focus still starts at the defensive end. He said, my mindset is the same every game. Whoever I'm playing against, I go in and try to stop your best scorer, and then try to get myself going on the offensive end. Kevin?
And David, that's what you get with Kawhi. Mr. Consistency. One of the best two-way players in the league. Before his injury, Rudy Gay had made some strides on the defensive end. In general, Greg, he doesn't get enough credit sometimes for his impact on that side of the ball.
Yeah, Gay has always been a great ball hawk. I mean, he's got long arms to pick off lazy passes. He gets a good amount of blocks for a wing player as well. Very much so underrated when you talk about his defense.
Good from Rudy Gay. And Rudy Gay suffered the injury last season, but was still a wanted man when free agency rolled around, Greg, and San Antonio got him.
Yeah, I mean, the Spurs made a big offer for him, and Gay felt it was the right fit. Interesting to see how his role develops in San Antonio this year. Still, there's a feeling that he's got a lot left in the tank.
LILLYANA with the rebound. Knicks trail by 5. A minute 20 left now here in the second. Kick by O'Quinn. Picked him clean. Here's Bertans. Kicks it out to Ginobili. Out to the right wing. Aldridge is free. Back to Ginobili. Pocket 6. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Ginobili. And Ginobili with the slam.
And he's a hard guy to get around. Aldridge setting a sizable screen and knows the angle to spring open the teammate.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
And the Spurs with possession following the score by New York. Here's Mills. The Knicks pull it in. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
And no issues with how they played. I mean, the problem simply is they just couldn't finish.
Maybe the post-game comments will be about playing a 50-minute game. They could have used 2 more minutes in this one.
Now here is Jack. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
He's not the most aggressive defender or the most physical, but Aldridge does have mobility. That time he sends it back.
Here's Parker. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. On the wing, Green. Over Moutier. No good there, off-beat, double play. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. It's San Antonio, up by 5. Got a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the key to having such a strong first half?
We played good D.
That was 4 words. Thanks, Pop. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. Now, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see how one can pull out away here in the third. Knicks trail by 5. And on the floor for Jeff Hornacek starting the second half. Williams is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Emmanuel Mudiay. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Baker in the 2.
Well, respect the reach and length of Pau Gasol. Outstanding job of skying up for that rejection.
Kanter with a screen on Parker. Mudiay pass to Baker. Just 5 on the clock. There's a screen by Kanter. Baker, no good. San Antonio leading by 5.
Take a look at the Knicks over the last few seasons, Kevin, and they just haven't gotten anything going. Last year, they thought they were in a good spot with the additions of Rose and Noah, but the team just couldn't string anything together, had a myriad of problems, both on and off the floor.
Now here's Parker. Playing so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
This is where all the extra hours of practice come into play. Leonard couldn't be more in sync on that catch and shoot.
Here's Mudiay. Kanter with a screen on Parker. Here's Mudiay. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Right for the Knicks, they go after big names to try and get a super team together. But unfortunately, they've been getting players on the downside of their career.
I think that's the head-scratching part of all this, Kevin, is that this is New York City, often referred to as the Mecca of basketball. Yet free agents have avoided New York. They have not wanted to come and take on the pressure of helping to rebuild the franchise. And many of these issues stem from a disconnect between management and what's going on the floor.
Both free throws good from Mudiay. Over the past couple of years, Brent, we've seen coaches like Steve Kerr and Brad Stevens take more of an even-tempered approach. Could that become a coaching trend going forward?
Well, I like that both Steve and Brad have some very good players. That would keep me calm too, Kevin.
You begin right there. I agree.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a shift in what it is that the generation of the younger players has grown up with. And coaches that have the ability to communicate always, Kevin, are going to come out on top. They get their message through, they keep their team positive, and they keep their environment pointed in the direction that is moving forward.
Excellent. Parker with no one around. That's good, and it's started with the assist. And the Spurs lead by 9.
Well, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Mudiay kicks to Porzingis. Kanter sets the pick for Porzingis. Shoots off the screen. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
Well, they missed their first 3 shots, and after that, maybe they'll get some air underneath their wings a little bit.
Parker dishes to Aldridge. Leonard kicks to Parker. Aldridge is screened. Parker passes to Aldridge. And catches for one more at the free throw line.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And with the emergence of Kawhi Leonard, LaMarcus Aldridge has become a secondary scorer in San Antonio. Brent, how do you like him in that role?
Well, I think that's where LaMarcus Aldridge really fits best. Even in his time in Portland with the tremendous offensive output he had as one of the Blazers' greatest of all time, he's sometimes not leaned upon as being the primary scorer, even though that low block basically belongs to LaMarcus Aldridge.
LaMarcus Aldridge standing 6'11", tall for the power forward position.
He's got the size advantage on most defenders and a devastating ability to shoot a turnaround jumper, especially over the left shoulder from the mid-range. So a great and capable scorer.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. They're getting their first look of the season at San Antonio in this one.
Inter-conference showdown. You love to see clubs that don't play each other often go head-to-head.
Well, they'll meet twice this season tonight in the first matchup, so hard to know exactly what to expect.
Hey, bring other sports. Later draft picks often become all-star level players. That seems to be much more rare in the NBA.
I'm not sure, Kevin, and there are a lot of great finds for NBA teams in the second round and even late into the second round as guys who make solid contributions not only to their team right away because they might be more mature players that are passed over because the young guys show potential. I think the scouts do a great job of finding that rare talent. Maybe they're selected a little bit more early than they would be in previous drafts. There's much more information out there for GMs to get at.
Now, here's Moutier over Anderson. Moutier, no good.
Well, if they had an edge at halftime, they might have lost it. Beginning this half, 1 of 5.
Outside Williams. Burke picks to Moutier. Back to Burke. Noah with a screen for Burke. And it's off from three-point range. Spurs leading by 10. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Knicks have gone only 1 of 6 in the field in the third quarter. Not how they pictured the half started. Right wing. Cantor with it. Now guarded by DJ. Cantor sets the pick for Williams. Back to Cantor. The dish to Burke. Here's Moutier. Out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. And a look now at the breakdown between 3-point and 2-point shots attempted here tonight for the Spurs.
Liking the effectiveness they've shown here from three-point land. And I say, hey, shoot it more. They've been successful with a high field goal percentage, and we'll see if that continues to be a part of their arsenal.
And the San Antonio Spurs, the best bench net rating in the league last season, ranked 3rd in bench minutes.
Well, it's amazing the way that Pop controls the players' minutes. So the starters don't play a ton. The bench guys get enough minutes to play cohesively together. And one of the guys who was hugely impactful coming off the bench last year for them was Patty Mills. And in fact, last year, they became the first 60-win team to have 11 different players that played at least 1,000 minutes.
Now Burke following the three-point attempt by DJ.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Tremendous focus with the bigger guy all over him. It speaks to the toughness he has down there.
Oh, here's Parker. Passes it to DJ. Anderson trying to free himself up. And it's DJ missing.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Took him no time at all on that one. Moutier's got his second basket of the night. San Antonio leading by 6. Parker dishes to Aldridge. Here's Hernandez. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
You got to fight through things like this right now. His team needs him to shoot better. He's just had a tough quarter.
Cantor with the screen on Anderson. Burke the pass to Cantor. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. Now just a 4-point San Antonio lead. Parker kicks to Anderson. Aldridge a screen. Now here's DJ. And no good trying to get that one. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Spurs lead by 4. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
This game is a big boy game. Physicality, toughness with the ball. And transition D is equally important. Love it.
You know what you got to do.
We have the Rob Ray Popovich. Starts off San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Gay. DJ comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Danny Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. Then for the Knicks, Joakim Noah is checked in for Baker. Cantor comes in for Ntilikina. And Trey Burke subbed in for Jarrett Jack. Parker and Green are the guard set. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's DJ in at the 3 spot. That's the San Antonio 5.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Spurs.
They had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the flow of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Kawhi Leonard.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Noah, no good that time.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You gotta be willing to make the extra pass.
Yeah, anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
And so it's San Antonio.
With the win.
And that about wraps it up. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.
Alrighty, till next time.